The Elvis Truth Files, defending Elvis.
Donna, how do you look so young? What do you eat? What do you eat? What's your food?
What kind of food? I like cereal for breakfast, fruit, and then for dinner or for lunch, I have like
Pasta
and peas, and then for dinner or supper, whichever you want to call it, I have mandarin oranges and cheese slices, and that's it.
That sounds nice. Well, it works, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Is your health good?
Yes, very good. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, well done. You must have good genes, innit? Presley genes.
Well, that's true. I do.
Yeah.
I can't take credit for those, but I do try to take care of them.
Yeah, that's it. So I've had an interesting day today. Did Karen tell you about Danny and his latest video?
Yes, she did tell me about that.
I don't get how a relative, I know that he's not really, he's on blood wise, he's not blood relative, is he? Because he's on the other side. But
Danny, he's Billy's son, and so
Yeah.
he would be Elvis's second cousin on his mother's side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't understand how, because what he should be doing is helping you, praising you on your side. I don't get how there's a rivalry. There's no rivalry with you because you've never said a bad word about him.
No, never.
So I don't understand how. To me, it's weird because I've got family and we are loyal and we stand by each other even through good and bad times. And you've come out with the YouTube channel, the most recent thing.
Yes.
And obviously you've become involved with the defending thing.
Yes.
And you think he'd support you?
Well, I'm a little surprised by that. I mean, at Christmas, right there at this past December, I was hosting a gala at the guest house for a British fan club. And he was one of the guests, and he came over and hugged me, asked me how I was doing. I asked him how his mom and dad were. And I said, I've been trying to get a hold of your mom and dad because I thought as, family members, since we've been pushed aside, that maybe we could come together and do something. And, and that would be great. I think the fans would love it. He said, well, I'll tell them you're trying to get a hold of them. And they never got back in contact with me. And then now all of a sudden, they say I never lived at Graceland. I didn't know Elvis.
Yeah.
And it's really kind of,
it's
befuddling to me because I don't know why they would say that, because absolutely the gospel truth.
Yeah, I think he sees you as a threat, which is so sad. Yeah, he shouldn't. Like you just said with Priscilla and the control that she had, you guys were very unfairly pushed out.
Yes.
Yeah, gradually.
Yes.
So he should relate. He should relate to it that you've all been through a similar thing. Yeah.
Yes.
He doesn't. All he thinks about. I just feel that he sees you as competition. Yeah. As a threat to his channel, to the views he gets, the support he gets.
Well, it's like Elvis always said when they asked him about the Beatles and other musical, groups and so forth, and he said, well, it's a big world and there's plenty of room for all of us, and so I can't see that where they would look at that like that. I really don't.
Yeah. They don't have your heart. It's that simple.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I've always watched my family. I've always learned from my family and from Elvis and so forth, and I saw the heart that Elvis had, and I saw the love that he had for everybody. And I can't understand it because Elvis was like a brother, to all of his family. Was probably
I feel that.
Probably did more for all of us and our families than anybody on the planet.
I agree. I agree. And I can't figure it out. I can't figure out because I don't dislike these people.
I don't dislike them. Yeah, and not at all.
This is where I think they get confused. And that is, yes, I do defending and I talk about the wrongdoing of many people, not just family members like the Smiths or the Stanleys or Priscilla or some of the Memphis Mafia. Also, just generally things that I just think have been very unfair to Elvis. Yeah, obviously Priscilla's behavior.
Yes.
So I would think they would embrace that and think that was a good thing. I think the reason Karen noticed what I was doing was because not many people do it. Yeah. And so, of course, I'm guessing that Karen introduced you to Defending Elvis. That you probably didn't know I existed before Karen. Yeah. Karen is amazing, by the way.
Yes, she is absolutely top of the line. There's no doubt.
Yeah, you won't get more loyal than Karen.
You will not.
You won't. Karen, she's pretty strong-minded. She puts me in my place. She does, which I do need sometimes. We need a bit of debate and a bit of agree to disagree. We need a bit of that.
Yes, we do.
But I never take it personally. I always think, right, I'm learning.
Yes.
Yeah. So shall I start going through some questions?
Sure.
Yeah, okay. I just wanted a quick chit chat. I have had a tough day today with Danny Smith. Yeah. I have two very tough live streams. And I'm interested to know what his backlash is. Now, in case this is in the video that we post, I have nothing against Danny Smith or Billy and Joe. I wish them well. I have no hard feelings. I only ask one thing of them. Please do not say negative things about Elvis, whether they're true or not. Yes. Yeah, keep them personal and private. He deserves that because he looked after them so well. And I love their channels. Elvis Fans Matter and Memphis Mafia Kid are very good channels. Yeah, as long as they don't say negative things about Elvis, who we all love.
Yes.
Yeah. That's all I ask of them. Nothing else.
Yeah.
There's nothing complicated about me. I just am a family man that wants to defend Elvis. It's that simple.
Well, yeah. Everybody, especially, Elvis was such a wonderful man and did so much for everybody, and millions all over the world, and is still doing so today, 48 years after, and new fans coming on every day. And all this negative and things that are being said and terrible things, they don't need to be said. He passed away 48 years ago. He needs to be able to rest with dignity, and integrity. And I don't understand anybody not hearing to that. No matter.
Sometimes it brings me to tears. Seriously. I literally can't believe it. My story, I don't want to go into my story, but Elvis literally saved my life. Yeah. I can't, it's a lot. We'll talk about it privately, but he literally saved my life. Yeah. And so I feel indebted to Elvis.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Some people find that confusing, but I've spoke to you about it before. He saved many, 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 many thousands of people's lives.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm one of thousands and thousands. Yeah. So it's not an unusual story, but some people, when I say it, think, what's he talking about? Yeah. So the first thing I was going to ask you about your mum. Yeah. Your mum sounds amazing.
Yes.
Today, Nash. Yeah.
Yes.
Reverend Nash, is that correct?
That's correct.
I did get tearful today when I brought up when she was passing and the words that she said to you, and you were holding hands and you felt something.
Yeah.
Do you mind? Could you just tell me a short thing about what you remember fondly about your mum and that moment when she passed over to you and what she said to you?
Mom and I talked many, many times about Elvis and about the family, and the reason she wrote her book in the first place is because there have been so many books written out there that about Elvis, good, bad, and indifferent. And she just wanted to set the record straight and let everyone know who Elvis was as a man, and who we were as a family. And so she wrote her book, and she's, we discussed it many times. And she said, that day she looked at me and she said, honey, it's all up to you now, because she knew that she was not going to.
Yeah.
She said, it's all up to you now. And she took my hand, and when she did, she looked at me and she said, "You take care of it. It's up to you." And when she did, I literally, and I'm not making this up, I literally felt electric bolt go from her into me.
Amazing.
And so this is not something that I just woke up one morning and decided, well, I think I'll do this. This is something that I promised my mother, her deathbed, I would do. And I'm going to do it till the day I pass.
I know.
And, you know, just to defend Elvis and let people know who he was, besides being the greatest superstar that ever walked the stage. But, you know, I want him to know about Elvis and the family who helped him become the man he was. And he is still touching lives 48 years after his death and making it in people's lives. And that's the legacy that should be remembered.
I feel that your mum, Nash, is part of the reason Elvis became the man that he became. From what I've learned. I know that he helped her with the church building. And I know he bought her a couple of vehicles to help, and the piano.
Right.
And that alone tells me how special she was to Elvis.
Yes. Absolutely.
And he would sit with your grandmother for hours and hours. He felt comfortable with Minnie May.
Yes, absolutely. I mean,
that's very special.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, you know, she guided him. Grandma was there every day of his life, and so was my mom. You know, I mean, she was 9 years old when Elvis was born, and they lived next door to each other, and they played together as children. And you know, as they grew up, and you know, they remained close all through the years. And many he would, when he was at home, he'd call her over because we lived on the grounds of Graceland after we left the street. So she lived right behind them, and I lived there till I got married and went out on my own in 1971. But she remained there till several years after they opened. And, you know, he would call her over at night and take her up in his room, and they'd, you know, Bible study, discuss the Bible and many other things, you know, that he wanted to talk about, that he knew that he could believe and trust in my mom to not only give him
amazing,
but to keep it to herself.
Amazing, beautiful. The Presley ladies at Gracelands were very special, and Elvis knew that. He knew that, and this is what's missing with the Elvis fans. I don't think they truly get this. I do. We need to speak more about this. How important the Presley ladies were at Gracelands, including Aunt Delta. So that's important to me. That's something that we're going to discuss one day. So I wanted to give your mum a nod because she's very special, very special. And I picked up on that.
Thank you.
So I'm just going to sort of do some random, a couple of random things. I know we don't have that long because the way Zoom works, unless we can stop and start, then maybe we can. Had you heard of the Defending Elvis movement? Did you know it existed, or was Karen the first to tell you about it?
I had heard a little bit about it, but I didn't know very much until Karen, and telling me more about you and telling me that, you know, what you were doing, and you know, how you know, stand up for Elvis and defend him, you know. I mean, right, left, or and up and down, you know. And so I mean, I'm really thrilled about that.
Do you find it unusual that it's a guy in the UK in his kitchen? Like, it's a bit unexpected, a bit of a surprise.
You know, I've met many people that were touched by Elvis in one way or another. So anything that people do to give back to Elvis for all that he did for them, whether he ever met him or not, I'm not at all surprised about it. I'm just, my heart just gets filled more and more with knowing that so many people are out there, such as yourself, that are behind Elvis, want to just love and appreciate him for who he is.
I mean, I'm amazed that it was never supposed to be like this. I started as a small channel, just showing my love for Elvis. This has come out of the blue. I feel that there's something, it's hard to explain. I feel like it's almost like it was all meant to happen, but I don't know why. I don't know why, but I feel very lucky. I feel very honored. Of course, speaking to a genuine Presley, a family member, not just Elvis, all of the Presleys,
Oh, thank you.
is very special. Yeah, it's very
Well,
special. I feel very lucky.
I
Yeah,
appreciate it very much. And like I said, I think that's amazing what you do. I really do.
yeah, yeah. Every day I'm amazed, honestly. So let's have a little thing. So I'll ask some questions that you don't have to answer. I'm not trying to be dramatic or cause a disagreement or an argument. If you think I don't want to answer that question, just move on to the next
Okay.
question. But I am going to keep things nice and loving and caring, friendly. Yeah. So what are your general overall feelings about the Smiths and the books that have been written by
You
the
know,
Smiths?
the books that have been written that are saying negative and bad things about Elvis and continue to bring things up, that Elvis, you know, true or not, the thing of it is the man has done so much for this entire world in every capacity. And there's a lot of things that's been said out there that I know aren't true. There's a lot of things out there that, if they're true, so be it. But they don't deserve to be told. I don't like for people to be negative toward Elvis because he's done so much for everyone, and he keeps doing that. It's wrong to say these things. And Elvis, like I said, Elvis helped everybody,
Yeah,
every family that he was close to, even families he didn't even know, he helped.
yeah,
And he still,
amazing.
and so why drag his name through the mud? I
Yeah,
mean, what does that do for anybody but hurt him? And also the people that love Elvis and that appreciate him for who he is and his music,
mm,
they don't want to hear that. They don't care.
no,
It
yeah,
doesn't. The fact of the matter is, the important thing is the man that Elvis was. And let me tell you something, and I'll tell you this
mhm,
right now. I'll be happy to stand up and say this. Elvis
mm,
was a God-fearing man. He had a lot of faith and belief in God. He prayed
mm,
every day. He read his Bible every day. So there's a lot of things that have been said out there that I absolutely do not agree with at all
yeah.
and believe at all. But these people who want to say these things, that's up to them. But I don't understand how they can look at themselves here and say the things that they say. It would be absolutely heartbroken. Elvis loved people. He loved his family. He loved his friends, and he was loyal to them.
Yeah.
What he knew about them, he took it to his grave. He would have
Mm,
never in a million years dissected, split apart, and every other thing that they possibly done and drug their names through
mm.
the mud for any reason. He would have never done that, and I don't see how they could do it to him.
That is an excellent answer. Great question, Karen. Um, there's I don't understand it. Yeah, because these very same people, yeah, whether it be Priscilla or the Smiths or the Stanleys, okay,
Who it is.
um, could have just written lovely books, sharing beautiful stories about growing with Elvis, living with Elvis, knowing Elvis, being around Elvis. But instead, it's almost like they felt that they had to come up with the sensationalistic type
Yes.
weird stuff,
Yeah.
yeah, to get more sales or views, but they didn't need it
I
because
mean, literally, off the cuff kind of things that are just terrible.
yeah,
You know,
honestly,
I don't get it because Elvis was an ordinary man. He really was. He had a feet of clay, like we all do. But he was touched by God to do extraordinary things, and he did those things while he was alive, and he's still doing
yeah,
them.
yeah, he is. And the same question concerning the Stanleys. Have you met them? And obviously Dave said
Mhm.
some very extreme things, which I
Yes,
won't even talk about what he said because I don't need to because it's rubbish.
right.
But how do you feel that these three stepbrothers? Yeah, because I know I've done a lot of research on the stepbrothers and on D. Stanley.
Hmm.
Elvis literally brought them in
Yes, he did.
from a terrible life.
Yes, he did.
He picked them all up, gave them a cuddle. He took them upstairs and prayed with them, got on his knees and prayed with those three boys. Yeah.
Yes, he did.
When he first met them. Okay.
Mhm.
Obviously, we know Elvis prayed every night. He would get down on his knees and pray. So these boys that he gave literally a life that they should never have had, because Dee had basically abandoned them. Yeah.
Yes.
Were given this fantastic, beautiful life that you can only dream of. Yeah. And their thanks is when they became teenagers, especially David, especially Ricky, is to literally trash him again and again and again. Why? Why do you think they did that?
I have no idea. I really don't. Like I said, Louis, I don't understand when Elvis has done so much for so many people.
Mm-hmm.
They can just trash him and drag him through the mud.
Yeah.
He's not here to defend himself.
No.
So it takes people like us to stand up and say, look, enough is enough. It doesn't,
Yeah.
Whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, the fans are going to love Elvis one way or the other.
Right? Yeah, they are. Yeah. No matter what is said about him, they will always be there for him.
But the thing of it is why do this? I don't understand. You say you love Elvis. Why are you trying to hurt him? It would destroy him. He would be heartbroken.
Gutted.
All he ever asked was loyalty. That's all.
Yeah, and he hasn't got it. And the thing is, the one thing I've learned through my research, and I have researchers that help me as well, is that the people that were most, the people that double-crossed Elvis the worst were the people closest to him.
Yes.
This is the people that have been loyal, like yourself, like I don't know, Charlie Hodge, Larry Geller. The people that have been loyal stand out. You notice them. Like Anne Margaret.
Yes.
People that have always kept things here. Yeah, they stand out. But the people that surrounded Elvis, so many of the Memphis Mafia members, obviously the Smiths, the Stanleys, definitely 100% Priscilla has massively betrayed Elvis. Yeah, in every way she can. She's probably the one that has done the most damage. But the thing I've learned as a defender of Elvis, running my channel with Team Elvis, because obviously we have a team that comes together, is that the people closest to Elvis hurt him the most when he was gone. Yeah. I don't understand it.
I don't either. I can't wrap my head around any of it.
The Elvis Truth Files, The Lies End Here, with Louis Macredis and Team Elvis.